Welcome back to my channel. My name is Beatrice. If you haven't seen me before, on this channel, I talk about coming to the UK to practice or coming to the UK to study as a nurse or a midwife. Today, I'm taking you to the Republic of Ireland to speak with my sister, and she's going to run you through how to migrate to Ireland if you want to practice as a midwife. And her name is Linda, and she's Ghanaian. In fact, I'll let her do the remaining one. Linda, please, over to you.
Hi guys, my name is Linda. Just like Richie said, I am from Ghana, specifically Kumasi. I know a lot of Nigerians know about Accra, but I'm from Kumasi. What else do you want to know? I live in Ireland. I've been here for the past, I'll say, nearly 4 years, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, nearly 4 years. So that's really it, basically.
Okay. So you're a registered midwife. So basically, you're from Ghana. So obviously, you're registered in Ghana. So can you tell us how the midwifery training in Ghana is and how you then moved to Ireland?
Okay. So I think midwifery training is more or less like the same process in Nigeria. So in Ghana, if you are doing your diploma, it's either you do your diploma or your bachelor's. So if you're doing your diploma, then it means you're studying for 3 years. And if you're doing your bachelor's, then it means you're studying for 4 years, or you go to the university. It's the same thing in Ghana. So I did diploma in Ghana. So I studied midwifery, diploma in midwifery in Ghana. I did my diploma in midwifery in Ghana. And it was for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I worked for like a year and a half, kind of, and then I came to Ireland.
So for those who do not know at this point, it's the same for Nigeria. I also did midwifery in Nigeria. I did diploma midwifery in Nigeria, and it's for 3 years as well. So, how did you then move to Ireland? That was in 2019, September, I remember.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I remember we were talking about that. I said my dad dragged me to Ireland. So really, honestly, I wanted to go to Canada, but the whole Canada process is a nightmare. So eventually I landed in Ireland. So after the time I was coming to Ireland, there was nothing like travel and work in Ireland, like directly, especially for midwives. I think they were doing it for general nurses, but not for midwives in Africa, if I'm right. So it's just when we came here 2 months into the program, and then our head of department is like, oh, they've introduced something like that, and you can work directly. Like if you're an internationally trained, if you're from Africa and you train in Africa, you can work directly as a midwife in Ireland. So I came to Ireland to do my bachelor's. So I did bachelor's in nursing here in Ireland, because there's nothing like a top-up bachelor's in midwifery in Ireland. Yeah, you have to go through the whole 4 years again, which is waste of time.
And that is where I met your small head.
And your big head. Yeah, so I did my bachelor's in nursing in Tralee. But I did the midwifery in Ghana. So diploma in midwifery in Ghana, a top-up bachelor's degree in Ireland, in Tralee, for was like nearly 2 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, but mine was 1 year.
Yeah. I came before.
Yeah. You came in September, and I
joined. We only did it for a year.
And so yeah, basically that's how we met. And Linda is amazing. I don't want to go into that. I'm actually going to visit Ghana when you're getting married, but I
you don't have a choice, anyways.
I'm mad. I will visit Ireland, and then we'll do a video together. I want us to be together at that point, and then we can talk about how we met, how my first impression of your head, and yeah, we'll do that. But for now, today we're talking about for midwives trained in Nigeria, Ghana, or any part of Africa or Asia who want to move to Ireland. So how long did the entire process take you?
Talking of my process, I don't want to use my own as how do I call it? I don't want to say benchmark, like I don't want to use my own time frame, because mine lasted like it took me decades. So I suppose if you're already in the country, it's kind of different if you are in Africa. The reason being that if you are in this country, they want to do a critical check, a thorough check to find out why you left practice. Did you do something wrong? That's why you left practice. Or like, are all your documents authentic? Are they legit? But if you're already, and then if you're outside as well, like my dad was the one going to all the hospitals, doing all the paperwork, all the rounds for me. Say if I was there myself, I could have done all my rounds, and it would have been easier, and it would have been very quick, because I know A, B, C, D, what I need. And then if they give me a document and it's not what I want, I can request for exactly what I want.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that delayed my process. And then the second one, obviously, I said like they need to do a thorough check to make sure you didn't leave the country because you had an issue or something, you are running away from something. Yeah. But I know someone who did the process just last and it only took her 6 months to complete the process. Just 6 months.
Wow. Okay.
Step 1 to the last, step 10 or whatever step.
Good.
It took
Okay.
only 6 months to finish the process.
Okay.
So if you have all your documents at hand, if you know, and you know, when I was doing my registration, we didn't have a whole bunch of people in the system already. So it was quite difficult to get in touch with someone who was already.
Who would you ask questions? Yeah.
Exactly. But right now, there are a lot of people here in Ireland. The number of Ghanaians in Ireland at the moment, midwives, it is
nice.
It is shocking and it's really good. Yeah,
Really
so
nice.
there are a lot of people in the system. There are a lot of people to contact, a lot of people to give you guidance as to what to do and the right documents to give. Once you give them the right documents, you'll be done in
faster.
Yeah.
So, okay. So Linda has said has took a long time, but obviously if you're where your documents are, if you're in your home country where you trained, it probably would be quicker. So can you just start and tell us like the first stage?
Yeah.
And yeah.
I just want to give you the very right information. So I just have a summary of the whole process. So I might be twisting and turning my head just for But before you even think of starting the whole registration, the first thing you have to do is to log on to, you can take your phones right now and then we can do it together. So type www. or just type nmbi.ie. So once you type nmbi.ie, what you're going to do is we are going to create an account. So I'll take you the whole process. The whole process itself comprised of 2 steps. So we have the recognition stage and then the registration stage. So the recognition stage is the first one. And then the registration stage is the second one. So we start from the recognition. So with the recognition stage, just like I said, type my nmbi.ie.
Yeah, I have it on the screen now, just underneath my name. So
So once you enter my nmbi.ie, what you have to do next is you're going to create an account. So it will ask you to create your own password. It will ask you to create your own, email address. So you enter your email address, create your own password. You're going to create an account. So you click on my account, create your own account. You enter whatever email address you want to use. Then you create your own password. So once you are done with this, what you have to do next is, sorry, I'm just trying to get the whole information for you so I don't miss anyone. So once you create an account, what you're going to do is to fill in some details, some bits. They would ask for your address, your full name, your phone number, a whole lot, like a bunch of personal details. Then you answer a series of questions. So these series of questions, whether you are a member of the EU, whether you are you have a family member who is seeking an asylum, or whether you yourself have sought an asylum in Ireland or any other country. So based on your answers, say if you answer no to all of them, then they'll classify you based on whatever answer you give. So say me, I had no relative in EU, I had no whatever. So I was under the G3. So it's either G1, G2, or G3, depending on whatever answer you give. Then you'll be asked to submit some required documents. So all this I'm talking about is under the recognition stage. So the required documents, you need your passport, you need to download a form on that page, like this particular page I'm talking about. There'll be a form saying an employment form. You need to download that form, send it to wherever you've worked right from the time you graduated. So one thing you should know is there shouldn't be any break in your career. So if, let's say, after school, you stayed at home for 6 months, you shouldn't have any break in your career. If you did have a break, you need to write a letter and explain why you had the break. Else they're going to get back to you and it will take you another 3 months. Mind you, for every document you send to them, it takes them at least 3 months to respond, 90 days for them to respond. So if they ask for A and you give them B, and then they come back to you saying, why did you give them B? Then it means you have to wait for another 90 days for another response. And it's going to really be tiring and annoying. So you need to write a letter and explain why you had gaps in your career. Maybe you didn't get employment, you were sick, whatever reason it was. And then there's another form saying qualification form. So you have to download the qualification form as well. Send the qualification form to your school. So if you've done only your diploma, then you send it to your diploma. Make sure it is signed by the right person. They have it, every detail. You need to read every detail, like say if it's your academic officer who's supposed to sign the form, don't give it to your cashier or your secretary to sign the form, because they're going to return it.
It's going to take you another 90 days. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you download the qualification from the employment form, send it to your schools. If you've done your diploma, your bachelor's, whatever qualification you have, send it to the schools. Make sure they fill it. The right people fill it. If they're asking for official email address, don't give them your
Gmail
and expect them to overlook. They won't. They'll get back to you. So that's about it. Your passport, your certificates, that's that page. So once you're done with all these and uploading all the forms, what you have to do next is to pay the fee. So it's 350 euros for the fee, like as the fee. Once you get all the documents you need, the right documents you need, the next step is to pay the 350 euros. And then they'll send you an email saying they'll get back to you if they need any clarification or they need another document whatsoever. They'll text you back. So that's really the first stage in a nutshell. Then the next one is the registration. So the registration starts with either the adaptation or the aptitude test.
Okay.
So for my midwives out there, for midwives, children's health nurses, psychiatry, like all the specialized areas or the specialized
general nursing,
you only have a choice to do your adaptation. But for the nurses, you can either decide to do the aptitude test or the adaptation. So adaptation really is like a practical something. You're working under someone, a preceptor, and then you're being assessed over a period of at most 12 weeks. For the general nurses, some people can finish the adaptation within 6 months, because let's say if you're in a surgical ward, you're only in the surgical ward for the period of 6 months. But for midwives in particular, if you are doing your adaptation, you'll be in the labor ward for, let's say, 4 weeks. You have to be moved to the maternity.
Yeah.
So you can't finish your adaptation. You can't complete the whole process within the 6 weeks. But for the general nurses, if you are very smart and you're very good and you know what you're doing, then you can finish within 6 weeks and then maximum 12 weeks. If after the 12 weeks, they still have any doubts with your practice or like the way you are doing your bits, if they have any doubts or they're not convinced enough, then they can write a letter to the NMBI, my NMBI, to ask for extension for you. But I don't know about that part because it solely depends on the hospital and then the my NMBI. So they can either decide to write a letter for extension or
tell them you failed.
You failed. Yeah. So that's with the adaptation. For the aptitude test, I have I don't really have it off head, but I have a little note here. So the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, RCSI, Faculty of Nursing and Midwifery, coordinates and manages an aptitude test for applicants. The test has 2 parts. So the part 1 is theory or knowledge-based tests, or MCQs. That's the part 1, which must be completed before the part 2 can be attempted. And then the part 2 is practical or OSCE test. So that is with the aptitude test, basically. You have 12 months from the date of the decision letter to complete the aptitude test. It's the same as the adaptation. Once you get your decision letter, there is a note on the decision letter that you have up to 12 months to get a hospital and start your adaptation. And then for the aptitude test, it costs 2,800 euros. Yeah, that's a cool cash. Yeah, and you can only attempt twice. So that's really a whole summary about the aptitude.
And for the adaptation, you can only attempt once.
Yeah.
If you fail it, you would have to start all over again.
The whole thing again. You have to go through all.
Yeah. So
process again. Yeah.
You really need to put in the work.
Yeah. Like that period, I call it a do or die moment.
Yeah.
Even if you are choking, you need to choke just to complete the adaptation. Yeah. Because once you feel like, I don't up, but you are. Yeah, okay. That's really it. Yeah. And my own little experience with adaptation is, like it's a cultural difference, especially if you are coming. We trained here in Ireland. We did our nursing in Ireland, so we got with their accents, with their food, with their all this like cultural shock. Where you can, and it's raining literally every day. So it's raining, you don't get your poundo yam and your, your good food. You don't get your mono soup and your egusi favorite.
One fact, I actually taught Linda all these things.
It just makes very good soup, to be honest. I give you credit. So you're not getting your pound yam and all the bits. So you're already
and you'll be stressed coming to that
stressed.
like a new environment.
Yeah.
And I remember how when I like first went to Ireland, I couldn't really understand what they were saying because it spoke really fast.
Yeah,
and so you really need to be on ground, even though it was going to be stressful. You need
to the
tell yourself
adaptation
that,
period. Like it's really
do this and get it done, get it right, and that's it.
Yeah. No matter the number of years of experience you have, I'll tell you now, it's completely different. The policies, the procedures, the guidelines, everything is based on policies. Everything is based on procedures. Everything is based on guidelines. It is completely different.
One time I told myself that it's like acting a script.
Yeah.
Whatever your delivery, you need to match it with the
policy.
You can't go outside that policy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a big deal. I mean, because you have to act in a certain way. That, like, I mean, push is push. There's only one push. You know, push is the same, even though we call it chem in Ghana. I don't know what push is in Nigeria. Well, we have different languages, but push is push. But even position in birth, like positions used in birth, where in Ghana, I'll talk about Ghana. In Ghana, we always use the lithotomy, like that's what we know.
Yeah.
But the patient or the client decides whatever position she wants. So if she wants on all four, you, the midwife, you need to be able to deliver.
You are the one to adapt to whatever she wants.
If she wants one of her leg this way, unless you think that position is going to cause serious injury or trauma to the perineum, either than that, you have to adjust. Even if you have to lie on the bed, you have to do it to get the baby out. Yeah, so it's like really different, you know.
So I'll do a quick recap just so you understand our following. Go to www.nmbi.ie, then you fill the first bit, and according to you, group G3, which is group 3, depending on how you fill that first information, and then you download the forms, fill the forms, and like Linda said, make sure the right person is the one signing. If you give it to the wrong person to sign, you have to wait for 90 days for them to get back to you. So after filling those forms, you have to pay the fee, 350 euros. So after you've paid the fee and they've checked that everything is fine, then you can get your decision letter, right? And that decision letter, the duration for that letter is 12 months. Anything outside that 12 months means you have to start all over again. And as Linda has said, has took long because of some factors. If you are serious, if you are ready and fast enough, you can actually get it done quicker than the duration it took her to get it. So so another big question is IELTS. What is the IELTS requirements for Ireland?
So at the moment, I think since COVID, that's when they updated their website with regards to the IELTS. So it's an overall band
in January 2020 when I just came in.
So the overall band is 7, and then you need at least 3 7s in any 3 models, and then one 6.5. So let's say 7 in any 3, 6.5 in any 1, and an overall band of 7. That's what you need.
For example, your overall band is 7. You need to get 7 in listening, 7 in speaking, 7 in reading, and maybe a 6.5 in writing. So basically, they allow you get a 6.5 in one of the bands, but your overall band has to be 7. Okay. Now, the big question, another big question. Money. So Ireland, do they recognize your experience? How long?
I think Ireland is one of the highest paid countries in the world. I may be wrong. That's what I heard. Anyways, I may be wrong. In Europe, probably in Europe. Yeah, you may be right.
US is ritual money.
Well, I mean, US, they are sitting on the
top. So, but Ireland pay. Pay makes sense. And the more you climb the band, the more money.
I always tell people, I know I get a lot of people texting me, emailing, oh, Linda, I want to come to Ireland and do my bachelor's. I want to travel to Europe. I want to study. I want to go back to school. And then all I tell them is there's no need to go back to school. You just need to sit your up and write the IELTS. Because for me, for instance, I came to Ireland in 2019. So from 2019 until I started practicing, that was last year, November. That's when I started my adaptation, last November. So from 2019 to last November, see, I even finished my adaptation this year. So let me even see it this year. So from 2019 to this year, all those years have been wasted. Like in regards to my years of experience, it wasn't counted.
We're healthcare assistants.
But if you were in Nigeria and you were practicing, say I completed my diploma in 2016. Oh my god, that's years
No,
ago.
you finished before me. I finished in 2019. So you maybe finished in 2017, 16.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm growing old. I forgot. So all those years, all my colleagues I graduated school with, if they are to come here to Ireland right now, they'll be earning more than you. Yeah, because of the gap. They don't count the years I was in school. So there's no need coming here for school or any other reason. Sit for the IELTS, get your score, come in here and get a cool cash, because all your years of experience will be counted. So if you have about 8 years working experience, why are you sitting in the damn Nigeria or Ghana?
I know that.
Because if you're making good cash, they're going to count all your years of experience, you know? Yeah, so
what is like for like a midwife, newly qualified midwife, what is the like annual?
I think that I had this here. I think I don't want to give you the wrong information. I had the details of the salary. Oh yeah, I have it here. So for a newly qualified, if you're a nurse or a midwife, the start-off point is, I think, 32,190 something. Okay. For a newly qualified, between 31,000 to 32,000 if you are newly qualified. So if you have about, I always use the highest years of experience. If you have about 8 years working experience, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, even about 41K or something.
Okay.
Which is not bad.
Really good. So what's your earning now? We're not going to go into how much you earn, but what's your earning now compared to the standard of living in where you live?
Yeah.
Does it really work?
One thing in Ireland, I mean, they said to every pro there is an auntie. So even though you'll be earning good cash, but housing or rent here in Ireland is annoyingly expensive. Like, it's choking. It's very expensive. So if you are living in the city, say in Dublin or in Limerick or in Cork, and you're not really earning much, you will be able to save anyways, but you might not be able to save, as much. Say if you only have a few years of experience like myself, you might not be able to save like enough, because rent in Dublin is you could be paying like 900 or 800 euros just for a room in Dublin. You know,
yeah. Well, Dublin is capital, so
yeah, exactly. But see, where I am now, I am more like this place is more like a countryside, so it's not so bad. You know, you can still save something, and if you don't really you're not the type who likes to party every day, go out every day, spend every day. I mean, we do spend sometimes. Sometimes we want to look good and all that, but you can actually manage to save something. So generally, it's okay. It's fairly okay, depending on what county you are working and your years of experience, because that's going to make you all the money. Yeah.
Okay. And okay, this has really been enlightening for me. I know a lot of people are going to ask, like, how come I'm a midwife and now I'm in the UK doing my master's? So when I was in Ireland, I actually wanted to register as a midwife. And I met Linda. I was like, okay, but the thing is, at the time, I had left Nigeria after practicing for just 7 months. And at first, NMBI said they wouldn't take you except you have like 1 year uninterrupted experience. But then, like 6 months into my stay, they changed that policy and said, okay, even if you're a newly qualified midwife in another country, you can come in. I think at that time, the stories we were hearing about adaptation and all those things just put me off. About we heard stories of how you might get your decision letter and not get a place for adaptation. And I was like, look, if I was in Nigeria, I would have had to do my nursing anyway, because of the way nursing in Nigeria is practiced. When you do your midwifery, you are just generally expected to do your nursing. So I was like, let me just go and do the nursing. That's how I carry myself and come to this.
I like what you say. I carry myself jeje.
I carry myself jeje. But the thing is, I feel like if I had stayed back in Ireland,
Mm.
probably we would have worked hand in hand and we would have
Yeah.
been. But I also know for a fact that God has a plan.
He does.
The reason why he wanted me to move
Yeah.
and come here and you stay there. See, now I have somebody there telling all of you information. My sister is there. So thank you so much, Linda, for visiting us on this channel. Look, guys, it takes 1 million years to pick an appointment with Linda. Linda is unavailable. You see this day with
I'm unavailable.
Yes, exactly. You can't Linda anywhere. So I'm really, really happy that you come here too. Let me see. I have a list of things I wanted to ask you. So can agencies can people from can agents recruit people from Africa?
Nigeria? Oh yeah, I meant to bring that in. I forgot to chip that in. So when you get your decision letter, right, there are a list of hospitals on the decision letter where you can contact them and then let them know you have your decision letter and all that. But the information reaching me is that if you are from Africa and then you email these hospitals, sometimes they do not respond, or they'll tell you to go to an agency. Because I didn't register from Ghana, I didn't know about that, but that's what I heard a few weeks ago. But there are some agencies who are ready to assist you through every step of the process, like every step of the way. They'll take you through all the process. Once you get your decision letter, but from the first stage to get your decision letter, that's really your own business. So once you get your decision letter, you can contact some agencies. Probably if you email us or if you text Beatrice or anything like that, we can't we don't work with agencies. Yeah, so we can't really advertise them.
If once you have your decision letter, you can email me, comment on my channel. Yeah. I always leave my email address. So if you email me, I can send you a list of agencies you can contact.
If you don't have your decision letter, don't bother because
there's no point because no agency will answer you at that point. They can't be helping you to fill the form.
But there's no harm because I was here in Ireland already. So I emailed the hospitals directly and they responded. They gave me interviews and all that. Aww. So there's no harm. You can try to email them. If they say no, then that's fine. If they ask you to go through an agency, then you do as they say. But if they respond to you, you never know. Someone is saying they don't respond doesn't mean they don't respond. Just email them, and if they want you to go to an agency, they'll let you know. But there are a list of hospitals for each division you're under. So if they give you a list of hospitals, let's say you're a midwife, and then there's a list of hospitals for nursing, because the whole lot is on one page. So you find list of hospitals for nurses, list of hospitals for midwives, for children's health nurses, for all that. Don't go emailing a hospital that is under general nursing thinking they would respond to you, or
wasting your time.
You're wasting your time because for all you know, the hospital is just a general hospital and they don't have a midwifery setting. You're wasting your time. So just do what they say. Email them, and if they are not responding, they tell you to go to an agent and you don't know any of them, then you can contact Beatrice. And then
Okay, so I have a question. You said something just now, and the thing just clicked in my head. How was the interview like? I know you've told me before, but please share.
It was grand, to be honest, but some of them were very intense. I had 4 people interviewing me, and then they went in batches. So it started from the first one to the second to the third and the fourth, and then each person asked about 6 to 8 questions. Some of them over small, They overasked the question where they even had a marking scheme and all that. Each interview.
Fun fact, guys. Fun fact. Linda is so smart. She's smart, and she actually got job offers from all of them. Let me just put that somewhere. She had to pick which one will I go for. Yeah, and I'm so proud of you, honestly, because when she told me how the interview was. Okay, Linda is I don't know how to say it. Linda is smart. Let's just put a full stop there. Full stop. Okay, but I'm so glad, really, really glad that everything has turned out this way. Thank you so much for coming. And guys, you can ask questions. If you have questions, ask in the comment section. Linda has an Instagram account, but she's not.
I'm more like a stalker on Instagram.
doesn't do anything there. But if you have questions for Linda, I can always ask her and come back. Okay. Also, I don't know if I should drop her email address, but just ask me the question. I'm gonna ask her.
Please, yeah.
I
might not even see your email address.
I know. If you have questions, you can ask them in the comment section. And if those questions warrant us coming back and doing another video, I will look for a way to catch her. catch her and bring her back. But thank you so much for coming. I'm grateful, and it's really nice seeing you again. Like on this,
it is, and like this whole thing is brilliant.
You've
always got good ideas, anyways. This whole YouTube thing is it's super. It's brilliant.
Okay, guys, please
subscribe to her channel before I get angry. Else, I want to respond. I want to answer any of your questions. So
don't mind that she's joking, but please subscribe. Subscribe, like this video. In fact, love this video if possible.
This video,
and thank you so much, guys.
Bye.